Hi guys, what's up? I'm Jaina. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video this week. I am back with another favourite. Everyone loves the review videos, so I thought I'm going to do another review. I'm going to do another base because when I went on like a massive spree of foundations, I still had one more to go. So the foundation that I am going to be testing today is the MILANI Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 concealer and foundation. Now, this is not new. It's just something that's been on the market. It actually won an award in the 2020 Global Beauty Awards as well. So I thought, why not try it? I do really like MILANI brand products. I have tested a cream, like a cream to powder foundation, which I will link here as well if you wanted to give that a review. But I just thought I'm going to try the liquid foundation. I'm going to give it a go. I'm not sure if the colour match is going to be right because I completely just like winged it in store. So I don't know. Like, if anyone's used this foundation, let me know your thoughts in the comments of what you think. I do know it's a fan fave. Like, I know that it is a popular foundation, so I just wanted to give it a try and see where it goes. So I have already prepped my face. I have put extra moisturiser on because my skin is dry. I've been drinking so much water, but I just feel like recently my face is really dry, so I'm definitely going to have to do like a sheet mask or something kind of like during the week. But I've prepped my face. I've used the Keys Soulcare Transformation Moisturiser. It is one of my favourites at the moment. I will put a link to it in the description as well as the foundation. But the Keys Soulcare range, Alicia Keys has done as good. Like, the range is so good. This moisturiser is so soft on my skin. It doesn't have the greatest or the nicest scent. However, the way it leaves my skin after, like, I would take the scent every day, all day for like the product itself, which is amazing. Sidetrack. Anyway, back to the Conceal and Perfect foundation. So you can buy this online. I will put a link down below to where you can get it from. It's around £15 in the UK, which is not too expensive for a foundation. I think that's okay. It does sit a little bit higher than kind of your average high street foundation at £8.99, £9.99, but I think £15, under £20, I think is a really good deal for foundation, especially if it's a good one and the coverage is good. It does say that it's the hardest working multitasker in your cosmetics bag that you need. It combats under eye circles, which we are going to test because I have bags and circles for days. It says that it helps redness and other skin perfections and is water resistant foundation and concealer in one flawless perfecting step. So obviously there's no need for concealer. So I'm actually not going to use concealer today because I just want to see what it kind of sits like underneath my eyes. And then in a few hours, I want to see if it creases under my eyes or if it still has like the same kind of coverage as concealer would under my eyes as well. I will set it like I would concealer anyway. It says it's a lush, creamy, rich formula which applies evenly to perfect and conceal with a natural looking finish. It is a lightweight, yet full coverage and an all-day wear for a beautiful even skin tone. It comes in 15 shades, by the way. So this was kind of where I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be too golden or a little bit too white. So we're going to go with it. It says you need only 2 pumps to create a flawless canvas and apply on clean, dry skin with even strokes, either with a beauty blender or a foundation brush. Again, you know me, I'll probably do half a face and just try both and see what it is like. I got the shade 05A, which is natural beige, and I think when you're looking on it, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I always say it looks a little bit yellow, and then when it goes on, it looks a little bit okay. I'm hoping that it's not too bad where we can kind of rectify it with bronzer, but we're gonna see. In terms of packaging, I really like the packaging. I think it's super sleek. I love anything that's kind of a black bottle, but I like the fact that the bottom is clear so you can see through. It is a glass bottle again, which is really good. That's all to really say on it. I'm going to give it a shake. I'm going to actually use my Huda Beauty foundation brush, and I've got my Real Techniques beauty blender as well. I will link these below as well. I know I've said I don't like this brush because I find it really dense, but the more I've been doing makeup, if I want it to be a full coverage, I really like it because it does get that kind of really full coverage kind of effect. So I know I hated on it at first. However, you can change your mind, like opinions change. My opinion has changed on this. I actually really like it at the moment. And I really do like this side for kind of contouring to go in and just kind of shape my cheekbones. So that's why I'm going to use it. So I've moisturised my face, like I said, with the Keys Soulcare cream, and I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Primer. You know, I love this primer. It's so rich, so creamy, but also so light and so affordable. So I'm just going to go in and kind of problem areas. Okay, so I've moved you in so you can actually get a good kind of view of this foundation. I am actually filming in natural daylight, so I feel like especially this side we'll be able to kind of get like a real good colour match and kind of see the colours. So I'm just going to take a couple of pumps on my hand first. It is actually it's quite a thick foundation, like it's not runny, it's not dripping, it's literally like staying there. To me that says quite thick. I don't think the colour's that bad, it might be a little bit light. I'm actually going to go in with my I'm going to go in with the brush first. So I'm going to do, let me do this side with a brush. So I'm just going to pick up some of the product. I did just do 2 pumps. I don't know. I don't think the colour's that bad. I think the colour match is good. I'm just going to buff the product out. I mean, I've used half of a pump or a pump, half of the amount, which is 1 pump on that side of my face. And I don't hate the coverage. I'm thinking I'm going to change the camera around just so you can kind of see. So this is like got less natural daylight coming on this side. So just so you can see the colour difference. Just get that nicely in on my forehead. Okay, so it is quite a full coverage. It does feel really light. That's correct. There's no scent. It's unscented, which I like. I don't hate a scented product. I just think it's nice when it's unscented because it's not kind of, doesn't take you off guard with the smell. I'm just going to buff that all out and I'm literally just pressing it into my skin. I think I will go over with the Beauty Blender just to kind of get that finished kind of look. I don't hate it. Okay, I've just come closer because I realised this is probably a better angle. But the colour match, I'm not mad. I think I did an okay job. I'm just going to take some onto my neck to kind of always blend that out evenly. But I think I did a good job. Like, in the colour match, I literally went into Boots and I kind of, because obviously you can't test at the moment because you're not allowed to like put the product on, I literally was like this against the bottle colour to see like which one was closer to kind of this side of my arm, where like the tan doesn't really get to it. So I was like, which one's the closest? And then I kind of was like literally guessing it on my face. So I don't think I did too bad of a job. I do like the coverage. I think that it is quite full. It's covered my spots. It's kind of, you can see them coming through slightly, but I think the coverage itself is really full. Okay, I've just moved around a bit so you could kind of see in a little bit more daylight. Just going to take it into my hairline. I know it says you only really need 2 pumps for this, but I'm actually going to just take 1 extra pump, like half a pump. I didn't even do like a full pump on it. I do actually really like the nozzle on this as well because it's got like a finger print kind of top, so I feel like it's really easy to control how much is coming out. I'm actually just going to go in with my Beauty Blender. I'm just going to put it all over my Beauty Blender and I'm just going to go in and tap that all over my face, especially under my eyes, just to get a little bit more coverage under my eyes. I'm struggling to say that I find it any more fuller than a full coverage foundation. So the fact that it's like conceal and perfect, like I feel the need to still go underneath my eyes with a brighten, like a brightener concealer. Like I don't know whether I should have colour corrected first, maybe. Just going in with this here. I mean, it might look a little bit different once I've done my full face. I literally just want to kind of even it out by tapping. Okay, I've turned around a bit more so you could kind of see in more natural, as much natural daylight as I can find. I'm like trying to follow the natural daylight around the room. So I have turned around so you can get a little bit more. It does look a little bit grey, but I don't know if it's because I'm wearing so much nude. like everything I'm wearing and around me is just all nudes and creams. And on my lips, it never helps with the colour. So let me just remove off my lips. Okay, so now I've removed off my lips. I don't hate the colour. I think the colour match is really good. Like I said, it does feel really lightweight. But one thing I have to notice is that obviously I've put extra kind of under my nose to just kind of help with the under my eyes. And you can see it's like already shiny. So I do kind of want to go in and set my face. I know I said I wouldn't apply concealer, but I definitely feel like I need brightening under my eye, which it said that it was obviously there to cover circles. So I'm actually going to go in with the Fenty Beauty eye brightening rather than a full coverage concealer. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my fingers to brighten because it's quite a bright colour. As you can see, it's very bright. And I'm just going to blend it out with a beauty blender. So I am going to go in and set that now with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm just going to take a little bit on my beauty blender and I'm just going to kind of press that in, and then I'm going to not let it set for too long. But I feel like because it was quite a creamy product, I do want to set my under eye. So I'm just going to take it down a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I'm a little bit underwhelmed at the coverage. I thought it was going to be, I mean, it's a good coverage. I just thought when it said full, I felt like I was expecting like really full, maybe like Huda Beauty kind of full coverage foundation. But it does say on the bottle, that it is medium to full coverage. So I guess if I did another layer, I probably could build it up to a full coverage. I'm just going to go in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH07 brush and just kind of take off all the residual kind of powder, because like I said, I don't want to set it for too long. I don't think the colour looks that bad in the daylight. I'm going to go and do my full face of makeup, and then I'm going to come back so you can kind of see what it looks like on my face and a base and maybe like zoomed in, and then I'll do a couple of check-ins. I mean, it's already quite late today. I'm actually filming it later in the day. So I'll try and get a couple of check-ins in, and then I will film my final review as well. Okay guys, so I am back and I have done my full face. I've managed to do it and it's still daylight outside. So, and I've still got the sun coming into my room. So hopefully what you see is basically the coverage of the foundation. My nose is a little bit shiny. A little bit OTT with the highlighter, didn't I? Just dust some of that off. Do you ever go OTT with a highlighter? Anyway, so let's talk about the foundation. I think one good thing is it's unscented. I really like it. I really like the packaging. I really like the pump, because I think with the kind of finger shape that you get on it, it's really easy to control how much comes out. It's a really good spring in there, so it doesn't just kind of like all just come out, which I really like that. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I think when you're kind of talking about foundations and full coverage, sometimes with full coverage you kind of want to put on more just to kind of get that full coverage, but there's never really always a need to. So I think this is really good at controlling the product, so I really like that. I think I used 2 pumps for my face, so I think the instructions are right. I used kind of like a pump on each side when I applied it with the brush. The only reason I applied more is because I went in with a beauty blender on top, and I think the coverage is quite full. I've definitely done it more of a medium coverage to build up, but I definitely think now that my face is done and I've kind of let it set, I definitely do feel like you could build this up to be a full coverage foundation. I think it is a very kind of a light buildable foundation. I think the color looks okay. I've got a little bit of a tan, so I think when you look at it on my hands, I do however think it looks a little bit grey here, and I'm undecided whether it's because I need color corrector underneath or whether it's the foundation alone. So I do want to kind of see after a couple of hours when it's like kind of like set in my skin a bit and kind of like mixed in. I've not used that many products on top, so I've used quite cream-based products on my face. So I've obviously set my face with powder, and then I've gone in with my Fenty Beauty cream bronzer in the shade Honey Glaze. That's what I've used to contour, and I've used my favourite e.l.f. Putty Primer in Fiji to kind of just add a little bit of colour on my cheeks. So in terms of like adding things onto the base, I've used like quite cream products apart from setting it, and it went on really well. I actually used this side of the brush to go in with a blush, as you can see, and I think it went on really well. It went on like really light. It didn't move any of the product around, but it kind of let me apply like a generous amount of blush as well. So I did really like that. I think for the price of the product, it's actually really nice. I'm still undecided whether I like it as a full coverage. Like if I was going out, I've tried to do kind of like a full face of makeup of like what I was to wear, what I would wear if I was to go out, like eyelashes and everything, to kind of just see, pull it together, like see if it was kind of a full coverage, like out foundation. So at the moment, I like it. I think for the price, it is great. But it's not like extremely full. But what I do like about it, it is still full enough to cover all my blemishes, all my scars, all my spots. Like there's no spots coming through whatsoever. So in that sense, it is really good. And the fact that it is doing that but feeling so light on my face is like a miracle. Like I'm really shocked at how light it is. I say this about every foundation. I'm like, oh my God, it's so light. It's so light. This truly is as light as air. Like it's as light as air. It does say it's waterproof. So I mean, we will see through the day. Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick catch up. It's only been half an hour since I've had it. I definitely feel like my under eyes are still not covered. Maybe I should have used like a colour corrector or something. I'm not sure, but I think like when you come in, I think Rihanna's kind of brightening kind of did the job. But I think like right under here, you can kind of see creasing of the foundation, and just kind of like overall my under eyes don't feel as bright as I want them to be. So like that's definitely one thing. They don't feel as like concealed and like as snatched as I'd want them to be with like a full coverage foundation. So that's just one point I'd like to say. And then yeah, we'll catch up later. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours now since I've been wearing the foundation. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a check-in. Like I said, I'm not going to be wearing this one for long just because it's already the evening. However, I really, really like, I've taken my eyelashes off now because, you know, we're not going anywhere. But I really, really like the finish of this foundation. Like I think it's so nice on the skin. Like it feels so nice, so soft. It's really kind of like sunk into my skin without kind of like clogging my pores. It's a little bit shiny here, but I do kind of like the dewiness of the foundation overall so far. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think it's looking good? Do you think it's kind of looking a little bit worse for wear? I do think it's a medium coverage. I'm not sure of it being full coverage. I definitely think that maybe if I do another layer. However, I'm liking it right now. I'm definitely liking it. I might do a check-in in another hour or a couple of hours, and then see how we're looking. I'm about to take my makeup off because it's been a few hours, but I just thought I would do kind of like a final check-in of, I thought I would do a final check-in of how the makeup's looking. I personally think that the coverage is really nice, the foundation's really nice, the texture's really nice. It's a nice thick consistency without being heavy on the face, which is something that I really like. Like when I first kind of got out the tube, I was like, oh, this is quite thick. But it goes on like really nice, really smooth. I think the finish is really good. I definitely would say though, it obviously says that it conceals in its foundation and it has the under eye coverage. The under eye coverage is not the greatest on my eyes. You can still see my circles and obviously my dark, like my dark circles and my lines. And to be honest, like I feel like I would have wanted it to be a little bit more snatched, but I think you're only ever really going to get that with concealer. So that is definitely one thing I noticed about the product. It does get very shiny, and I'm always quite shiny around these areas, but I haven't had it on long as much as I would any other foundation. So I do think this area here is very shiny and kind of like just in your face a lot. So that's possibly what I would say. Let me know what you guys think. Are you liking it? Are you not? I think the colour match is really good. I think the longer it's left on, it like really suits my skin tone. So I think again, because I do all right with colour matches. I feel like to just wing it, I do okay with colour matches. Like, don't you think? I think it's really good for the mini. It's a good coverage. I definitely want to do more looks with it, maybe to build it up, just to see what it's kind of like, and maybe put it to the test to see if it lasts like all day, if it's like transfer proof as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. All the products will be linked below as well, and tune in for next week's video.